everyone, and welcome back to another video. Or welcome if this is your first time. So, today's topic is really, well, the title of the video is When Your Art Isn't Good Enough, but really the topic here is how to take criticism as an artist. First off, I would like to preface that all art matters. I am not saying anyone's art is bad, like objectively bad, right? I'm really just kind of talking about in the context of like a professional setting, when you maybe don't have the technical skills to meet an industry standard. It's not an excuse to like take a big poop on other artists, right? So yeah. Anywho, I would like this video to function as a reminder that critique is not equivalent to personal attack. I find that, especially for people early on in their journey of becoming an artist, especially becoming like a professional level artist, really all of us have a time where we're just very sensitive to literally anything that is said about our work. We just take it very, like, personally instead of objectively. I think a lot of artists just kind of have this attitude of, like, this is my child, my baby, he is not ugly, But at the end of the day, it's actually not your baby. It is a thing that you created that can be improved upon. And I really think what separates the casual artist from the professional artist is that ability to just kind of stand back, look at their work objectively, and just really listen to feedback and act on that feedback. If you are married to just one idea or to just the thing that you created, you are not going to change it. So you kind of have to teach yourself to stop seeing everything you make as perfect and more as a project. And you'll be able to notice the spots that you can improve on and then actually just like put work into those areas, right? To improve your technical skill. I also find just getting another pair of eyes on what you're working on, getting feedback from that second or third party, and not being sensitive about it is what is going to level up your work. You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense. Like, you may have exhausted the knowledge that you already have, and that's why maybe your technical skill is just stagnating. So you need an external perspective to kind of teach you something that maybe you didn't realize before. Reframing how you approach criticism is something that really, it starts first and foremost in your mind. So instead of thinking they're attacking me, they're attacking my character, they're attacking my baby, this beautiful artwork, try to reframe it as they are giving me input to make my project better, more effective, and more functional. Because really the primary goal of all art really is communication. If you're making comics like me, you're communicating a narrative. And the images are carrying the weight. They are doing all of the work, right? Well, most of the work. Obviously, there's some text. Hell, you know what? You could make a comic with no text. I mean, really, like, the images are doing the heavy lifting here. So it's important that if a picture is worth 1,000 words, that those words make sense. And when you're trying to be a professional, you do need to reach a level of technical skill where your images are clearly communicating, story, things like character, mood, and just, you have to be able to visually communicate all of the subtleties that go into storytelling. So your images need to be clear enough to get the point across, and maybe even reach a level that is like really captivating and beautiful. So long story short, try to absorb feedback and critique instead of deflecting. and see if that other person has a good point or not. You know, take everything with a grain of salt. I'm not saying every single person that says anything about your art has a valid point. There are haters out there. Ignore the haters. But just remember, like, not all critique is hate. Like, sometimes it is valid criticism. It is someone genuinely trying to improve what you're working on. So, again, try to absorb it. Think, okay, is this a good point? Is this a good take or not? And then just make changes accordingly. Right? Admitting where you went wrong on literally anything in life is the only way you're going to correct it. The only way you're going to change course. The only way you're going to add or do anything different, right? So if you drew some, for example, some wonky hands, that's okay. But hey, you may need to work on the anatomy of hands to communicate, again, visually, that yes, these are functional hands. They're hands. I mean, right, like, depending on your level of skill, it may not be clear that what you drew was hands. So, you know, that's not hate saying, like, you can't draw hands. It's more like, hey, this is not really coming across the way that you intended. Let's work on that. Let's improve that. Let's improve your visual communication skills, right? So, again, just reframing how you take criticism, healthy criticism, again, not hate, just healthy criticism. It's important. And, like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't like feel that, oh, well, now I have to draw everything perfectly before I show it to someone. That's totally not the intention. Make mistakes. You know, there's a saying, fail faster. I think I've said that before. But yeah, like, because if you don't just, like, draw something and make a mistake, we don't have anything to work with. We don't have anything to critique, to improve, right? We all need a baseline. So please draw, even if it is flawed. I'm asking you to take an objective look at it and be like, you know what? Maybe this is flawed. All right, maybe there are areas of this that I can improve on, and I'm not going to get butthurt when someone points it out. I'm going to try to just always get better. So, like I said, something is always better than nothing. So I would rather you produce, you know, work that is flawed so that you have something to observe and something to just kick off, right? I really want to thank you for reaching the end of the video. I hope what I have said is helpful and that you learned something today. So, to paraphrase, not every criticism is somebody hating or somebody coming at you. Sometimes it is genuinely someone trying to help you to improve. So try to be objective with yourself, just be really real, and admit where you can use some work, and your art will improve. So, thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!